What's up guys, it's Dalton, and today I am joining you from right here in front of my Christmas tree with all my presents. And it is very fitting that I'm here under the tree with all these presents because in today's video I'm going to teach you guys how to wrap your gifts in more creative ways like this. Much more fun than just regular wrapping. The first way I'm going to show you how to wrap your presents is like this guy right here. What you will need to do is first acquire a paper mache box from your local craft store and then choose your favorite paint. I'm going with green. Then with your paintbrush you are just going to lightly paint your box. You don't want it to be a solid coat. You want to leave some spots that are a little thinner than others. It gives it more of a worn in look, which is what we are going for. Just go ahead and put a coat of this paint over the entire box. Then just let that paint dry for a little bit. Since you put a thin coat on it, it should not take that long at all. Once you are done, take a piece of sandpaper and run that along all of the edges of the box. This will remove any paint and sort of tear up the paper mache a little bit, and this will give it a bit more of a worn in look, which is exactly what we're looking for. And there you have it. Alright, so moving on. The next creative way I'm going to show you to wrap your present is using an old sewing pattern and some needle and thread and little old spools that you have laying around. This idea is perfect for grandma or anyone that loves sewing or anyone that just likes different things. Like I said, I am using an old sewing pattern. I picked up a whole bag of them at a thrift store for like less than $5. I got like 30 of them. Really great. What you will first need to do is lay out your sewing pattern and then fold it in half. These patterns are very thin, like tissue paper, so we are going to double it to make it just a little bit stronger. Then we're just going to wrap the box like we would with any other sort of wrapping paper. Take your box and put it upside down so that the top is now on the bottom. Then fold one half of the paper over on top and tape that to the bottom of the box. Then take the other side of the paper, making sure it is tight so that there's no wrinkles later on. Fold that over and tape that to the bottom as well. Now your box should be in a sort of tube of paper. Switch it over to one of the open sides and take the top side of the paper and push that down and tape that down to the side of the box. Now you should have two little sections on each side. Take the paper from one side, fold that over so that it sort of makes a triangle and tape that down to the box. Then the other side, do the exact same thing. Now you should have one triangle down at the bottom, fold that upward and tape it down. Then repeat this to the other side and your box should be completely wrapped. Now, instead of using ribbon or something to tie a bow on it, we're actually going to use some yarn. Thread some yarn through a needle and tie it off at the end. Then at the bottom of your box, tape the end down. Now just wrap it around the box a few times in one direction and then flip it and do it a few times in the other direction as well. Now you can run some old spools through the thread, do whatever you like to make a cute little bow, and you can even just leave the needle hanging right there as an added decoration. And now your cute sewing pattern present is wrapped. Our next present is very simple, very cute. Go ahead and take some brown paper. I could not find any brown paper, so I just took some green wrapping paper that was brown on the back side and flipped it inside out. Go ahead and wrap your present the exact same way we just did before with the sewing pattern. Now this time, instead of using yarn, we're going to actually take some twine. Tape one end of your twine to the bottom center of the box. Then wrap it around a few times in one direction and then a few in the other. Then you can go ahead and tape the other end of the twine to the bottom of the box as well, as we are not putting a bow on the top of this one. Instead, we're going to take some sort of greenery. If you have any evergreens or pine trees around your house, you can go ahead and use some branches or pine cones from those. I did not, so I just kind of rummaged around our Christmas decorations until I found some greenery that I thought would look nice. And I just sort of tucked it under the twine on the top of the box. And now you have a very simplistic looking present, very hipster. I hope you like those super simple ways you can step up your present wrapping game just a little bit. There's a million different ways you can go about it. You can paint all sorts of different designs. You can even just glue some paper to the side of some paper mache boxes like this. This is just a paper mache box, same as from earlier, in a different shape. And you can just take some scrapbooking paper, cut it out, glue it to the edge, just like this. These two also just have the paper glued around the edge as well, except on the top it was painted using some textured snow paint. You can see it sort of just looks like it's a wintry forest with some snow on top and a little bit of glitter to make it look extra cute. Same with this one, except there's also a little Let It Snow piece of paper on the top. I personally really like taking the time to make every present I wrap a little bit special for the person I'm giving it to. They will see you've put so much time, thought, and effort into their gift and really feel loved whenever you give it to them. It's also just really fun to do, and it makes your tree look very entertaining with all sorts of different shapes, sizes, and colors, and styles, and whatnot. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. This has been the 4th day of Daltodity's 12 Days of Christmas. Yes, that is right, we are posting 12 new videos this Christmas season. If you missed the first 3, make sure you go back and check those. We already had some baking fun and a little bit of fake snow fun as well. And make sure you stay tuned for the future videos. We have lots of great tutorials coming to you there as well. Alright guys, thank you again so much for watching. We really appreciate it, and we will see you tomorrow with another Christmas video.